Melissa, when are you finally gonna move out of the house? Don't you know that this house belongs to my husband's family? It's high time that you just left.
Wait, what? Oh, what do you mean? This isn't your husband's family's house, it's my family's house. And I don't have any plans to move out anytime soon, so I'm really not quite sure what you mean by that.
You really can be such a pain to deal with. Do you know that? Just how long are you going to make us all live together, huh? Don't you realize that it's high time you move out so that Brian and our son and I can all enjoy this house without you? Why do you always have to be such a burden on everyone and get in the way of what they want, huh?
Charlotte, are you serious? What makes you think that you can treat me this way after what I did for your son? Are you really forgetting that I paid the $40,000 for the surgery that he had? You came to me begging for help because you said that you two wouldn't be able to afford it at all, remember?
And so what? What is the point you're even trying to make with that, huh? You think that just because you helped us pay for some measly surgery that it makes you a saint or something like that? You think it means that we can never ask anything of you ever again? Or that you can boss us around just because of that?
Of course I don't think that. Charlotte, I really don't understand what's gotten into you. I mean, is this even really Charlotte? I don't think that I've ever seen you talk or write to me with this kind of tone.
You should know that the reason I held back and didn't talk to you this way earlier was exactly because you did pay for little Tommy's surgery. But now that all of that is over and done with, I really just don't have any use for you at all. So why don't you just pack your bags and get out?
I really have no idea what you're talking about at all. What does that have to do with the other at all? Are you just saying that you've been letting me live here because I had paid for your son's surgery before? You know that's not how this works, right?
Of course it's how it works. I consider that surgery you paid for as you paying rent to us. And now that you haven't paid any rent in a while, I just don't see the point in us living together anymore.
And that's really how you feel about this whole living situation that we have? Here I thought that you were such a kind and understanding person. But I guess you were just hiding this side of yourself from me.
Well, I really didn't have much choice, did I? I knew that I needed to treat you kindly since you were paying for the surgery and all. But once I heard that Brian's family had a huge house, I thought we all might be able to move in there and enjoy being closer to his family. Unfortunately, it was only after we decided to move into there that I realized that you were also living here. You have no idea how disappointing that was.
I'm sorry you were disappointed, but I was living here first, so it's not like I was trying to let you down with my presence.
And of course, it's not that I blame you for wanting to stay here. We just thought that you would have gone and found someone to get married to so that you could have moved out by now. But I thought that once we moved in, you would think more seriously about moving out. And that was already a long time ago, and you were still living here.
Well, I don't know what you want me to say. This house has a lot of sentimental value to my family. And I have so many memories from here as well. Not just me, but all my brothers as well. So I can't just pack up my bags and leave this place like it was never mine.
No, don't you realize that you're keeping other people waiting with your selfishness? Don't you think you've been squatting here long enough already? I bet if you just got up and moved out of the house, you would lose all those silly little feelings of yours. Besides, now that you've paid for Tommy's surgery, I don't see why you think you should get to stay in this house any longer.
Charlotte, have you not been reading these texts? I am trying to tell you that this house belongs to my family. That's why I'm living here, and that's why I'm going to continue to live here.
You really just don't know anything at all, do you? Don't you know that houses always go to the eldest child? That means that this house didn't actually go to you, it went to your brother Brian, didn't it? So why don't you go out and find someone to marry you so that you can finally just leave us alone?
Well, have you talked to my brother about this? What does he have to say about you trying to kick me out of the house like this?
Oh, don't you worry about Brian. He completely agrees with what I'm doing here. But of course he is. After all, you're squatting on his birthright. And we've been very patient with you, letting you stay here as long as we have, don't you think?
Look, I'm not trying to say that this house won't ultimately end up going to Brian, but I'm just saying that you need to be a little more patient. These things need more time to unfold and happen.
You may have your pace, but I have my pace, and it's a lot faster than yours. Now, why can't you just move out already?
Actually, I have something that I've been wanting to talk to you for a while now. You've been going in and out of my room without asking me, haven't you?
Going into your room? What are you talking about? I practically own this house, so I'll go into whichever room I please, thank you very much. And just what's wrong with me going into your room? Is there something you're trying to hide? If you don't like me doing it, then maybe you should just move out.
Charlotte, please! We've talked about this before, and I just don't want you snooping around my room if there's no need for you to be in there. Besides, I have a lot of important things that my parents left me in there. I would just appreciate as few people as possible passing through there, if that's all right.
Like I said, if you don't like me going into your room, then how about you pack up your bags and move out? Because otherwise, we're just going to have this same conversation over and over again.
Well, I suppose it really is starting to seem that way, isn't it? Why do you have to be like this?
If you don't like it, Melissa, you know exactly what you can do to solve this issue. But don't pretend like you can just squat here forever because you paid for one lousy surgery.
I'm going to have to chat with my brother about this. I'll need some time to think, okay? Hey, Brian, are you there? I kind of needed to talk to you a little bit about Charlotte. Is now a good time to have this chat?
Oh, hey there, sis. You wanted to talk to me about my wife? Well, sure, I guess I have time. What's on your mind?
Well, the thing is that Charlotte has been demanding that I move out of the family house. Not only that, but she said that you agreed with her that I should leave. Am I really causing that much trouble being at home?
Wait, what? Melissa, come on. You know that I would never ask you to move out. It's like you said, this is our family house, and you're as entitled to it as I am. I would never, ever try and kick you out of there.
Oh, thank goodness. I knew that didn't sound like you at all. I just knew it. But I guess that means that Charlotte was just lying to me about what you said to try and make me believe her.
You know, I haven't told many people about this, but something really has changed in that woman lately. She just doesn't seem to know how to act decent around people anymore. She's just gotten herself so worked up about this house, saying that we're the only ones who should get to use it. And I've tried to explain to her that this is the house where you and I grew up in and that we both have a lot of precious memories here, but she just doesn't want to hear any of it.
I see. To be honest, I didn't want to say anything either, but I could kind of sense a tension growing between the two of you. It's like you always have something to say, but I can see you holding yourself back and letting Charlotte speak her mind. So I guess I was just a bit surprised when she started talking to me about all of this too.
So I guess she was pretty forceful in asking you to move out then?
She certainly didn't hold back on the insults or low blows, I'll say that much. And she even is acting like it was no big deal about Tommy's surgery. She just said that was how I paid rent to keep living with her. That one really blew my mind. I mean, how could you act like that towards someone?
You mean she wasn't being grateful at all for what you did for our son?
Grateful is certainly not the word that I would use to describe how Charlotte was acting towards me. She just acted as if it was a given that I should have paid for the surgery, but not that she should let me keep living in my own damn house. And when she said that you agreed with her, well, that's when I knew that I had to talk to you about this.
I see. Well, I really am so sorry that Char has been acting that way towards you. I heard her complaining about you, asking her not to go in your room too. I guess she said that you caught her taking things from there before, and here I thought that you were actually going to get along while living here.
Wait, what? She took things out of my room! When did this happen? Do you remember what she took?
I thought she had taken some bags and makeup and stuff like that, but she said that you lent her some of those too.
What? I haven't lent her anything at all. And if she's taking things like that, then she could actually be taking some of Mom's things. You know that I don't really care about handbags or makeup or stuff like that, so what I have in my room of that is all Mom's stuff. You remember how much she spent on nice things like that, right?
But she told me that you lent them to her. I just don't really know what to think now. I really just wish that this wasn't happening, though.
Well, this is exactly why I was telling her to stay out of my room to begin with. I was worried something like this might happen.
So then, you really think that she's orchestrating this big lie or something like that? Telling you one thing and then telling me something else?
At this point, I really don't know what else to believe but that. How could it be anything else?
Well, look, I'm certainly not trying to make excuses for her, but you might want to know that when she was little, her dad actually robbed his own house before running away. It basically meant that her mom had to raise Charlotte with virtually no savings or assets to speak of.
Oh, I see. Well, I had no idea about any of that, but I guess I would have just thought she might empathize with us a bit more. I still just can't understand why she would want to kick me out of the house I've been living in for all this time.
I know. I really just don't know where she gets some of these ideas from sometimes. I really did hope that moving in here would help her make friends and settle in, but...
No, I know what you mean. I also hoped that you guys living here would bring us all closer together. I think maybe there might have been a few times that I ignored red flags from Charlotte, hoping that it would all work itself out. But I guess maybe we should have been more proactive at doing things together instead of hoping it would all work out.
I think you might be right about that. But let me try and talk to her. I mean, I'm not sure she realized just quite how much you've actually done for her son.
Well, okay, I just don't want to be the reason why you two get into a fight. Charlotte? Did you come into my room again? I thought I told you to stop doing that without my permission. And did you take stuff from here too? I notice so many things missing from where they should be. Why don't you ever listen to me when I tell you not to come into my room without asking me first?
You know what? I have had just about enough out of you. Do you think that I don't know what's going on? Do you really think that I don't know that you're just after the money that's in this house? That's a real reason why I can't stand the thought of living with you.
Charlotte, I just want to know why you think you have a right to go into my room without my permission. What makes you think you can do that and take things out of there as well?
I can do that because I need to collect rent from you somehow. Tommy is going to need another surgery and I don't have the money for it. So if you thought that you were going to get to live here free forever, then you're dead wrong.
But I already contribute $1,000 a month to the house and expenses and stuff. Besides, I don't see why I should have to pay rent to live in the house that belongs to my family. After all, the mortgage is already paid off. So why can't I just keep paying $1,000 a month like I have been? Why are you so determined to try and kick me out of my own home? I just can't understand that.
You have no idea just how long I've been holding back for the sake of my son. That's why I've been so stressed out about everything lately. Not only that, but you know that I only have a part-time job that barely pays me anything. Just why do you think $1,000 a month is enough for me?
I don't know what you mean by that. I don't pay $1,000 a month so that you can go out and have fun. I'm putting that towards the house so that we can eat and pay the utilities and things like that. And just why are you wanting more to go out when your own son is in the hospital again?
Oh, shut up! You're not my mother and you're not Tommy's mother. How dare you try and tell me how I should live my life or raise my son? I am sick of having you around here. I want you to pack up your bags and I want you out of here right now.
Well, fine then. If that's really what you want, then I'll leave. But you'll regret this. Good luck with the 3 other surgeries Tommy is going to need.
What in the world are you talking about? There's no 3 surgeries. My little Tommy is all done with those and is healthy as a horse.
You don't actually think that's true, do you? Don't you know anything about your son's condition at all? The first surgery that I paid for was only the first of a 4-part sequence. Tommy still has 3 more surgeries to go. The doctor said that his disease was advancing and that the process involved repeated surgeries.
Wait, what? But, I mean, you're telling me my son is going to need 3 more surgeries just to have a chance at surviving?
That's right. But this is a good thing. The doctors are very optimistic about this treatment plan. But I guess you'd rather I just put more money in the house so that you can spend it on yourself, right?
Oh, I see. Why didn't you tell me this from the very start?
Well, we are talking about it now. And when I get back home, you, my brother, and I are all going to talk about this in person. Your son still needs surgeries, and this isn't something that's going to be settled over text.
Well, great, then. Let's just all meet at home and we can talk about how much money we'll need from you to get through this.
You really are so obvious. Do you even realize that? Do you ever get tired of using your son to try and squeeze money and pity and favors out of people? Even when it came to you stealing from my room, you used your son's medical bills as an excuse for what you were doing.
That isn't true at all. You really have no idea what you're talking about, Melissa.
Well, I just want you to know that if I move out of this house, I'm not going to pay for another one of Tommy's surgeries. You and Brian are just going to have to figure something out on your own. But if it's really what you want, then I'll pack up my things and I'll move out of the house like you want.
Now hold on just a second. Can't you pick up on a joke when someone tells you one? Of course you can stay in the house. We'd be more than happy to let you stay. You and I can be friends again and everything.
Wow. I really don't know whether or not I should be shocked or just disappointed at your change in tone. But if you think that we're going to be friends after you said what you said to me, after you stole my mom's heirlooms from my room, you should just know that I'm not going to forgive you for what you've done.
Your mom's heirlooms? What are you talking about?
I mean all the bags and makeup and things like that you've stolen from my room when you've gone in there. Those weren't mine. They were things that my mom left behind after she passed away. You took them out of my room and used them like you would any other accessory or product.
Oh, wait. Those were your mom's? I had no idea about that. But I hardly use them at all. I promise that the bags only have a little bit of wear and tear. But if it's really that big of a deal, I'll return them all.
I can't believe that you would take what's not yours and not even offer to repair what you damaged!
I'm sorry, I really just thought I was borrowing them. I didn't know they belonged to your mom.
You had no right to borrow them in the first place. I already asked you to stop using them, didn't I?
I know, but I never saw you using them, and I thought it was such a waste to leave them like that.
You realize that you still haven't even apologized for what you've done yet, right?
Okay. You're right. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have acted the way I did, and this house belongs to you, okay? So please don't leave us.
I still don't think that you're ready to act like the mother that you ought to be to Tommy.
How can you say that? What does that even mean?
I mean, here you are, acting like you need money for his surgery, but you've been stealing and selling all just to get a little extra spending money for yourself. Not only that, but I overheard you on the phone one day talking to someone who sounded like another man. You were bragging all about the wonderful things that were in the house that you can sell. I have to say that I was really surprised when I first heard that, though. Then I realized that it wasn't that you didn't have enough money for Tommy's surgery. You were just hiding the money you did have from my brother. Well, now we've caught you and there's nowhere for you to go. I'll tell my brother all about this and he'll know how to deal with you. In the end, I presented my brother with the proof I had of Charlotte's thefts. I even hired a PI to look into who the man could be. The detective found proof that Charlotte was having an affair with this man, and that led to Brian asking for a divorce. As part of the divorce proceedings, the court ordered Charlotte to pay for all of Tommy's remaining surgeries while Brian was given full custody. Brian apologized for all that he had put me through with Charlotte, but I was just glad that Tommy was going to be okay. I have no idea where Charlotte went after that. And as long as she's keeping up with her payments, I really don't care. Meanwhile, it took some time for Brian to begin to put himself out there in the dating world as a single father. But eventually he met a new woman he proposed to. Luckily, Brian's new fiancée was much more independent and showed no interest in wanting to live in the same house. And that suits me just fine. It suits me even better that we're able to get along and that never once have I had to ask her not to go into my room when her and Brian have come over to visit.
Hey Renee, are you there? I just wanted to let you know that as of next week, my mom is going to come here and start to live with us. So I want you to clean up a spare room and get it ready to live in because that is where Mom is going to be staying.
Wait, what? Your mom is going to be coming here to live with us starting next week, and you want me to get a room ready for her before then? I really don't think that's going to work, Tim. I mean, we've already talked about your mom coming to live with us, and I thought we agreed that it just wasn't a good idea. Besides, the both of us work full-time. I thought we agreed we wouldn't have time to take care of one of our parents if they did want to come and live with us.
Excuse me? Just who do you think you are? Don't you realize that I'm the husband and you're the wife? Are you really trying to disobey me right now? Just who in the world do you think you are?
Tim, I'm sorry. I wasn't trying to disobey or argue with you. I just thought that this was something that you and I had already talked about.
If you're not immediately agreeing to what I tell you to do, then that's basically the same as disobeying me. You really need to learn your place and listen to your husband. If you ever try and pull something like that again, don't think for a second that I won't divorce you.
Tim, you can't be serious. Don't you think that's just a bit too far for this?
Did you really already forget, Renee? I can't believe you don't remember that I already have everything in place to make that happen right away. Basically, if I wanted to, I can make it so that the two of us are divorced right away. And then I won't need to worry about taking care of such a useless woman like yourself. You should be grateful that I even told you that my mom was coming and didn't just let her show up unannounced. Now you're going to do as I say and go and prepare a room for my mom. And I don't want to hear another word or complaint from you about it. Hey Renee, what the heck is the matter with you? I thought I told you that I wanted that spare room cleaned up. Why is it still a complete mess, huh?
Tim, I don't know what more you think I can do with that room. I mean, we had been using it as storage for so long. I don't think that I'm going to be able to move all of the things that we were keeping there all by myself.
Well, you better, or else there are going to be some serious consequences. Besides, don't you want to be a good host for your mother-in-law? Don't you know that she raised me all by herself into the man that I am today? So I'm not going to sit here and stand by while you make my mom live in a hovel like this.
Tim, you know that I really admire your mom for how much she was able to accomplish all by herself. But it's just that there's too much stuff in that room.
I have just had it with you. You really are a completely useless woman and wife. Do you know that? My mom was also thinking about what was best for me, and she always gave her all when it came to raising me. She knew how to take care of a house much better than you did, and she had kids to worry about it.
You're right, Tim. I'm sorry. I guess I've just been making excuses without even realizing it.
Well, I have been realizing it the whole time. But don't you realize that if my mom doesn't come here to live with us, then she'll be all alone? That's why we have to make sure that everything is perfect for her when she gets here. I know how lonely she's been feeling, and I don't want to make her think that we don't want her here.
Well, I don't want her to feel like that either, but this room is just too much for me to do all by myself.
So now you're telling me that you don't want my mom to come up here and live with us after all? I guess I should just tell my mom that she can't come after all because you hate her. Just kidding. If you ever actually try to push back against this, you know that I would just divorce you anyways. But if I can be honest, I think you're the one that deserves to be alone, not Mom.
But, Tim, you know that I own this house, don't you?
What in the world are you talking about? What does that even have to do with anything?
Well, I just mean that the lease that is letting us live here in the house is under my name. You know that, right?
Is that supposed to be some kind of joke or something? What's the matter with you?
What do you mean, what's the matter with me? I'm not sure what you mean by that.
I mean that I know for a fact that you're lying to me right now, aren't you?
Wait, you think that I'm lying about the house? Of course I'm not lying about the house. Why would I even do that?
You really have hit a new low if you think you're just going to get away with flat out lying to your own husband like that. I mean, do you think I'm an idiot or something? Do you really think I was just going to fall for that? This is basically the same as you disobeying me. You realize that? The only thing that you should be doing is being a meek and submissive wife who stands next to me and looks pretty. That's all I ever wanted out of a wife. But instead, I had to be cursed with a no good, useless woman like you. You're always so worried about yourself and complaining about your own problems. Well, I don't know if you've noticed, but the world doesn't revolve around you. You really need to wake up and realize that other people matter too.
Hello, Brenda. Do you have a moment to talk? I promise that I won't take long. I just wanted to say that I'm sorry. I'm sorry that I haven't been a better daughter-in-law, and I'm sorry that I haven't been following through on my duties. I know that you aren't going to like to hear what I have to say next, but I think that from a financial standpoint and from just a making it work standpoint, you aren't going to be able to move in with Tim and I. So I'm really sorry to ask, but if you could please just talk to Tim about this and convince him that it isn't going to work, that would mean so much to me.
Renee, what is all this? What are you talking about all of a sudden? You don't really think that you're a bad daughter-in-law, do you? Did my son go running his mouth at you again? I swear that boy has no manners.
Well, actually, Tim told me that if I didn't let you live with us, that he would leave me.
He said what? Has that boy lost his mind? What is the matter with him? Honestly, just where does he get off? I am so sorry that my idiot son has been putting you through so much.
It's fine. After all, if he says it, then he must mean it. But I know that it's all true anyways. I know that I'm a weak link who could never survive on her own. The only thing I'm good at is letting people down and getting in their way. I don't even know why Tim is still with me, to be honest. After all, I'm just so useless. I can't do anything right at all, and I just don't deserve a man like him.
Renee, you stop that right now. I want you to know that you have done nothing wrong at all, and you shouldn't be talking about yourself like that.
Brenda? You aren't mad at me? You aren't agreeing with everything Tim has said about me.
What are you talking about? Of course I don't agree with a word that Tim has said about you. It sounds to me like he's the one making ridiculous demands of you. But that shouldn't be what a marriage is about. A marriage should be an equal partnership between the married couple. If one person is putting the other down or not treating them with respect, well, I just see why you're so upset and unhappy with yourself. But I want you to know that if Tim is saying all of this to you, that it isn't something you've done as a wife. It's something I failed to do as a mother.
No, Brenda, this isn't your fault at all. Please don't think that. I'm sure that you were a great mother who did all that she could.
Renee, you really are such a sweet girl. Do you know that? Especially for how patient you've been in putting up with Tim.
What do you mean by that? Do you really think that way about me?
I'm sorry. Maybe I'm just not as good with my words after having lived alone for so long. But the point that I'm trying to make is that I don't think you're bad. And I certainly don't want you to think that you're the bad person in this in any way, okay?
Brenda, thank you so much for telling me that. You have no idea how much I needed to hear that.
But of course. I only say it because it's true after all. But now I feel like I just have to do something to help you.
Help me? What do you think you could do?
Well, I think now that I understand a bit more about the kinds of things that you've been going through at home, I want you to know that you always have someone to talk. Even if you feel like you can't talk to Tim about these things, you don't have to hold all that in sadness. But more than that, if my son is treating you this way and you really don't even think you can talk to him about it, then I'm just not sure that a boy like Tim deserves a girl like you.
Brenda, but then that means... Are you really saying what I think you're saying?
I'm not saying anything. But I want you to know that no matter what happens, I'm going to have your side. You can count on me. So I want you to think about the best way forward for you, and just know that if there is any way I can help you, I will be more than happy to do whatever you need me to.
You really mean that? You don't mind if I do what I think I need to do?
Of course not. And if you ever need someone to talk to about what's on your mind or what you're thinking about, you can always come to me.
Thank you. I just hope that I'm strong enough to do what needs to be done.
Hey, Renee, are you seriously ignoring me right now? What is your deal? Don't you know that you should be getting back to your husband as soon as you've gotten messages from him? You better get back to me right now, or else I really will divorce you. This is not a joke. I'm very serious about this. I can't believe that you're making me wait this long just to talk to you. Don't you realize that this counts as disobeying me? Do you really want me to divorce you?
Tim, please. Can you just stop this? I am your wife. I'm not your maid, I'm your partner. I really don't think that this is how a marriage should work at all. I mean, we're married. That means that we're family now.
What? Have you hit your head or something? Being a husband and wife only means anything if we're both doing our proper jobs. And you have been a complete failure of a wife. You don't listen to anything that I say at all, and you made me wait this long just to get a response from you. I know that you're probably always lying to me and finding ways to get out of your responsibilities to me and the house. So why don't you clean up your act before demanding things of me, huh?
Tim, please. You don't have to be like this. We don't have to be like this.
Maybe if you made more money than me, we might be able to have a conversation, but you don't. And if you have some complaint you want to give me, then you can just save it. I'd rather just divorce you and get this all over with. But I know that you're too weak and helpless to ever let me really get to that point, aren't you?
Okay, Tim, if that's really what you want. If you want me to make changes around here, then let's get a divorce.
Wait, what? Are you serious? You really want to get a divorce?
I can't even talk to you. You never even let me get a word in edgewise. What's the point of staying in this marriage if this is the way that I'm going to be treated? If we can't even have a conversation with each other?
Well, of course I'm going to treat you this way when all you do is whine about how sad and pathetic you are. You really think I want to have a conversation with someone like you? And just what you think you're going to do with your life after you leave me, huh? You think you can live without me? You'll be crying and begging for help in no time.
I really think that the only one of us who will be doing something like that will be you.
Yeah, we'll just see about that, won't we? Hey, Renee, just where the heck do you think you're wandering off to? Why haven't you come back home yet? Don't you know you need to be here cooking dinner for me? I haven't eaten anything all day, and none of the laundry is done either. Plus, the house is a total mess. It's like you haven't been doing anything around the house at all.
It's because I'm not. And it's because I'm not going to be cleaning up after you ever again. I am not your slave!
And just where's this attitude coming from all of a sudden, huh? You really must want me to divorce you if that's the way you're going to be talking to me. Don't you remember that I have those signed divorce papers ready to be sent out whenever I want? You better watch how you talk to me, because the moment I send those out, you'll be on the street with nowhere to live. But don't worry, luckily for you, I'm a nice guy. So if you come home now and beg for my forgiveness on your hands and knees, I'll think about letting you off the hook this time.
It's too late. I've already sent out those divorce papers that you had.
Wait, what? What do you mean? You aren't really serious, aren't you?
Of course I am. And then I put today's date by both our signatures and had them filed.
But why did you even have those in the first place? I kept them locked away in my safe in the office.
Oh, I know where you were hiding them from me, Tim. But you made the combination to that safe your mom's birthday. After all, we all know just how much you love your mom. But that was your downfall, and that's how I got into the safe.
So you broke into the safe and then took out those papers and sent them off to be filed? Have you lost your mind? Why in the world would you do something like that?
let you know that I didn't do it alone. I had help. In fact, they agreed to help me specifically because it's you that I was dealing with.
Well, whatever. I don't care how you did it. But I'll just invite my mom to come and live with me and make her do all the cleaning around here. That way, I can put time into thinking about how I can get back at you for this. I won't let you get away that easily. You regret this, Renee.
The only one who is going to be doing any regretting is you, Tim.
You evil, awful woman. What have you done? What's the meaning of this?
What are you talking about, Tim? I'm sure that I have no idea in the slightest.
Don't you play dumb with me. I want to know what this letter in the mail is all about. It's from some guy who said that he's your lawyer and that you're suing me? What are you doing that for? I didn't even do anything wrong. And why in the world do you have a lawyer?
Actually, it was your mom who introduced me to that lawyer. Wouldn't you know it, but your mom has some experience with divorce as well. So, she connected to the same lawyer that she went through. Now you are going to pay me what you owe me, and then you are going to leave my house.
Don't you dare go trying to pin all this on my mom. How dare you even joke about that? But I'm afraid that the one who will be forced to move out is you.
No. You're the one who's going to have to move out, Tim. I'm sure of that. After all, the house is under my name.
There you go again with your crazy story of yours.
It isn't a crazy story. I was the one who bought the house when we moved here. You told me that you couldn't be bothered with the paperwork and told me to do it all. So while I was filling out all the paperwork, I signed the house under my name. Actually, that one was also your mom's idea.
What were you thinking? You should have told me about that part. Of course I would have signed any name. And just why are you talking about my mom anyways?
Well, because your mom had gone through this before. And she was the one who put up most of the money for the house. So, when she told me what to do, I listened. It was only later that she told me it's a kind of insurance in case we got divorced. She explained how it would protect me from getting kicked out of the house. But if you really think I'm making this all up, then you go check the file cabinet in your office.
I don't care what you say. I know that this house is mine and nothing is going to change that. I don't know what my mom has been telling you, but clearly you've been taking her advice the completely wrong way.
I really don't think that's what's going on here at all, Tim.
Yes, it is, and I know it. My mom would never betray me. I know that she'll always have my back. Mom, are you there? We have to talk right now. This is really serious. Renee is saying some seriously crazy things, and I just don't know what to think anymore. But all I know is that that woman is nuts, and we have to get rid of her. She's saying all kinds of things about how you're helping her try to divorce me, but that's not true, right? You're always on my side, aren't you? I mean, I'm your son. There's no way that you would take her side over your own son, right?
You may be my son, but that does not mean that you aren't also one of the most ridiculous people I've ever known.
What do you mean by that?
I mean that I heard all about what's been going on from Renee. About how you've been ordering her around like some kind of maid. But you forgot that she was the one who owns the house. You pushed your wife to the point of leaving you, and now you've got nothing.
No, you don't get it. Renee was also happy to help. That's why I would give her things to do. She wanted to do what I say.
Oh, give me a break. Do you really think that? You need to wake up. You're in denial right now, Tim. You have been nothing but a horrible bully to your wife, who had been nothing but kind and patient with you. I don't know what happened to make you be like this, but I can't help feel at fault, and you make me ashamed.
Mom, what are you talking about? I was just trying to be a good husband. And a good husband tells his wife what to do, right? Besides, it wasn't like she even did a good job with the cooking and cleaning.
Do you really think that it's only the women who should have to cook and clean their own house? I'm your mother, and even that's too old-fashioned for me. You know, you're just like your father. He did the exact same thing.
Wait, Dad also never did anything around the house?
That's right. And I didn't want to speak badly about either of you, so I've kept silent for this long. But you are both horrible, overbearing bullies. You both have got no respect for your wives, and you're completely pig-headed.
So then you're telling me that you're really going to pick this other woman over your own son? We're blood relatives, Mom.
Are you sure about that, Tim? Are you really sure about that?
What is that supposed to mean? What do you mean I'm sure about that? Of course I'm sure about that.
Think of all the things that you've done for me, and think of the nothing that you've given back to Renee for all that she does for you. On Mother's Day, you bring me flowers. For my birthday, you've gotten me vouchers for a spa. But you know what's something that none of your gifts have come with? A phone call. Even a letter. They were only ever just things.
Mom, please. You have to know how busy I am all the time here.
It's not just that. When I would invite you two out to eat with me, you would always turn me down, and it would just be Renee and I. I would tell her that I'm sorry she ended up going out with just her mother-in-law, but we really got close over that time. In the end, I probably came to care for her more than you did.
And so what? Is that the reason why you're going to choose Renee over me, your own son? I still think that's just ridiculous.
If you still really think that, then I wonder if you've been reading a single word of these messages. But if there's one thing you're good at, it's not listening. When you came to me asking if I'd like to live with the two of you, I turned you down and said that I didn't want to be a burden. But then you turned around and put all the housework on Renee. When I saw and heard about the way that you were treating her, I remember a chill running up my spine. It was all because of how much you reminded me of your father. And do you remember how him and I ended up?
But Renee and I talked about it. I was able to convince her to let you come and live with us.
Tim, I already told you that I didn't want to. Besides, I talked to Renee about this too, and she told me about how you completely ignored her opinion on the matter. I am just so disappointed in you, Tim. And that's why you leave me with no choice. I just have to cut you out of my life. I can't be around you anymore. You are no longer my son. Instead, I'm going to take care of Renee and make sure that she doesn't have to go through what I did.
Hold on a second, Mom. This is nuts. I mean, you're really going to abandon your son for his wife? How can you do this to me?
I'm not abandoning you because I was never on your side to begin with, Tim.
What do you mean? Why would you say something like that?
Because it's true. I was always only ever concerned about how you'd end up treating Renee. And when she told me all about what you were doing, I knew I had to introduce her to my lawyer.
But Mom, you can't leave me like this. It isn't fair. Please? But Mom, you can't leave me like this. It isn't fair. Please.
Maybe it's time you learn how to take care of yourself for once.
But how am I going to be able to do that when Renee is suing me? I don't even have enough money to hire a lawyer as things are now.
Well, that sounds like a you problem, Tim. But Renee has done more than her fair share of taking care of you, and you have taken advantage of her for the last time.
After that, the divorce was settled and the alimony payments were made. Tim was left without a penny to his name by the time the whole thing was over. After that, he had to pack things and move to a cramped little apartment that he was able to afford. I heard that he got so frustrated with his new living situation and the piling garbage and chores in his room that he began to take out his anger on his colleagues. All that got him in the end was being fired, though. After that happened, I heard that Tim moved again, and I've never heard another word about him since. After divorcing Tim, I was able to focus more on myself and realize just how used to taking his orders I had become. But I guess it isn't until after you've gotten yourself out of a hole that you can really see just how deep it was. Thankfully, I had Brenda by my side to help guide me into the divorced life. It was thanks to her that I never gave up hope about my life after the divorce. In fact, after Tim was out of my life, it was like a great weight had been taken off my shoulders. But I don't think it was only from finally leaving Tim. I think it was also because while I may have lost my husband, I gained a mother in Brenda. I don't know what I would have done if I didn't have someone like Brenda by my side supporting me. In fact, it was only after the divorce was over that Brenda told me all about how she was trying to watch over me. I don't know what I would have done without her there for me.
Hey Hilda, how's it going? I feel like we haven't talked in forever. How has life been treating you? I just wanted to reach out because I just learned how old you are. Man, I have to say that I was just shocked. I mean, don't you worry about your age ever? You should probably start looking into a retirement home or something at this point, don't you think? Just how many vitamins are you having to take a day just to stay functional?
Sorry, this is the reason you wanted to message me, Lindsay? I guess I just really don't know what to say at all. I was going to congratulate you on your wedding, though. I mean, I really didn't see my brother getting married so soon after he started his new job.
Well, I guess he must have learned from watching you what he didn't want to be.
And just what might you mean with that statement just then, Lindsay?
I mean that you're way older than him and you're still not married. You think he wanted that life for himself after seeing you go through it? I just don't get it, Hilda. How are you not married yet? I get that you're really into your job and that's all you think about and everything, but you think that you would have at least met one other person to be in a relationship with? I don't know how I could live with myself if I were you. It must feel just absolutely soul-crushing to be a woman of age and know that you have no one special to come home to after work. I just don't know how I'd ever be able to do something like that.
I really don't feel that way at all, if you must know. I don't have any problem at all with not being married. I'm actually very happy with my life like this, and I don't really feel the need to go out and do something like that. And just what's the rush to get married anyways? That's something that I've never been able to understand about this craze for getting married so young. I mean, even my little brother Sam, who you're married to now, was already talking about how badly he wanted to get married as soon as he got out of college. I just really don't get what the point of wanting to rush into something like that is. It seems like it would make way more sense for something like that to come naturally.
What's the point in waiting to get married any longer after you've already secured a job? That's just what comes next in any adult life. First, you get a job, then you get married, then you have kids. So as you can see, you have a lot of catching up to do, you old hag.
Okay, Lindsay, I don't know why you're even acting so surprised about my age. After all, you are 25 years old, aren't you? So I get why you would want to marry a young man like my brother. But you do realize that he's still technically a college student, right? He was only given his job offer, but he literally hasn't even started working yet.
And so what if I'm 25 years old? It's about making the most of the time while you have it. And I'm not going to let myself go to waste just to end up some shriveled up old hack like you. I honestly don't even know how you can live with yourself the way you are. It's just sad, really. I mean, don't you have any shame about your life at all?
I really think that you're being quite rude to me right now. I don't want to get married. I don't see the point in getting married so early, and I think those are both perfectly fair points to hold. If you're getting married because it's something you both want to do, then I think that is just great, Lindsay. I mean, I've talked to Sam about this, and even he can't believe that he's getting married so young. But as long as you both are happy, I don't have any kind of objections.
You don't know what you're talking about at all. Sam was never nervous about marrying me. He was nervous about whether or not he was going to be offered his job or not. He knew that I wanted to quit mine and become a housewife, so he knew that this marriage wouldn't work unless he had a job first. And now I'm going to get married and live my dream life. Especially compared to you. Now I want to have to grind myself down to nothing for some company that doesn't care at all about me. Does that sound familiar, Hilda? I'm really sorry if it does. I didn't mean to touch a nerve. Maybe you should have just swallowed your pride and gotten married when you were younger and had a chance to.
Right, well, I am glad that you and Sam are so sure about this wedding working out then. I suppose that I'll see you at the wedding itself then.
Wait a second. What do you mean you're going to see us at the wedding? Don't tell me that you were going to come to Sam and I's wedding.
Well, yes, he is my little brother after all. I was very much planning on being there if you really want to know.
So you're really going to come to the wedding then? You're being serious about that? You are actually going to be present at the wedding? That is going to be held between Sam and I? Just what the heck do you think you're even going to do there at the wedding, huh? What would even be the point of you showing up?
I'm not quite sure that I understand what you mean by that. I mean, like I just said, it's my little brother's wedding. I was going to go there so that I could help him celebrate and be with my family to watch him get married. Does that really not make any sense to you?
But to do what? Why are you going to be there? I want to know what exactly is it in your plan on doing at Sam and I's wedding.
I am really sorry to keep asking, Lindsay, but I really am not sure about what you mean by that. I don't know what you mean by what do I intend to do there. I was just going to participate like everyone else and help you both celebrate. Does that make sense to you?
So you're really just going to show up to a wedding for young people and not be slightly embarrassed about all of that? Even though you're so old and unmarried? You do know that basically everyone there is going to be in their 20s, don't you? There isn't a place for you with that kind of crowd, Hilda. Just think about it. You're already in your 30s. You won't understand a word of our slang and you'll complain that the music is too loud and that your back hurts. There will just be too big a generation gap between you and the other guests.
I am sure that a lot of your and Sam's friends are going to be there and that they are going to be a fair bit younger than I am. But I imagine your families are also invited to be there, right? So I'm going to go there as part of the family and be there for my little brother's wedding, okay? I really am not going to the wedding to try and make friends with your friends or anything like that, if that was what you were worried about. But either way, I really don't care about how old anyone is there because that isn't even what the wedding is about, right?
Of course that's what the wedding is about. How can you say it doesn't matter how old you are? You really don't think that you can just come and that you won't cause any problems for the wedding, right? Do you have dementia or something? Is that why you're thinking this way?
Lindsay, I really think that you are going too far with all of these insults, and I would appreciate it if you stopped it. I have already talked to Sam about this, and he knows that I intend to be there for the wedding. I am his family. I am his older sister, and I have a right to be there whether you like it or not.
You really think it's your right to be at the wedding? You must have hit your head or something. Why on earth do you think that this is how it works at all? You really are too much. You're an unmarried 30-year-old woman. As far as I'm concerned, you've already given up all your rights.
So you're not really going to try and meet me halfway or compromise on this at all? You do realize that all you're doing is getting yourself in deeper and deeper trouble at this point, don't you?
There you go again, just talking this nonsense. You really shouldn't forget to take your pills, Grandma. And just what do you know about me, huh? What makes you think that I'm getting into any trouble?
This whole conversation is just getting rather ridiculous for me, Lindsay. I don't want to be insulted by you anymore. Let me just say that I am going to be at the wedding, but I am more than happy to avoid you and your friends if you are so concerned that my presence is going to be a problem there.
You really have some nerve showing up to this wedding of youth. Do you know that? I really didn't think that I'd see you. I had hoped that you were sufficiently warned the last time that we talked, but I guess I didn't go far enough, did I? I should have known that I would have had to repeat myself way more for a brittle old woman like you to get what I was saying through your thick skull.
You keep making fun of my mental acuity, but what about you? Did you hit your head or something? Just what on earth made you think that doing that was a good idea? Why would you do something like that?
If you were looking for someone to blame, you can start with yourself. You can start with yourself. You know that I warned you not to come before, and yet you decided to show up anyways. You were practically asking for it.
What are you talking about, Lindsay? What did I even do that was wrong? I don't understand at all. All I wanted to do was be there for my little brother on his wedding day. But instead, you run up to me and punched me right in the gut. I felt like I was about to puke. Did you know that? I could hardly breathe after that. Why would you hit someone and act so violently on your own wedding day? You're a terrible person, do you know that? I had no idea you were capable of something like that.
Oh, please. Don't make such a big deal over it. I barely even hit you that hard. I just wanted to pay you back a little for not listening to me when I told you not to come. If you chose to run away from the venue like you did, then that's also on you. Don't you dare try to put the blame on me for any of this. Do you understand?
You still assaulted me! You do realize that that's illegal, don't you? Why would you even want to act that violently at your own wedding? I just don't understand it at all.
Oh, please. Quit being such a big baby. I must have forgotten I was dealing with a fragile old woman when I hit you, but I told you that this wedding was going to be for young people only, and that you weren't welcome here.
Can you please just stop with this younger than you business? It is seriously annoying, and you have taken it way too far now. I get that when you're young, you might think that you're on top of the world and that you look down on old people. But you are taking this way too far and just being unreasonable now. I have tried to be patient with you as my brother's fiancé. But even I have my limits, and you have most certainly crossed them. I mean, the fact that I even have to explain to you that it's wrong to hit people. It's just ridiculous. You're crazy, do you know that? Why would you do something like this?
Oh, please. How dare you try to lecture me? Just because you're older doesn't mean that you're wiser or smarter than me, or that you can boss me around. You're just jealous because you're almost 10 years older than your little brother, and you're still not married. You were making the whole venue smell like mothballs and old people. That's why I had to think of something to get you out of there as fast as I could. You were ruining everything with your horrible oldness.
Okay, this is just stupid. I don't have to put up with this. If you're really going to act in this way, then I think I'll just go home. You're not worth the effort at all. Do you realize that?
Well, good. Get out of here. You were never ever welcomed here to begin with. I hope you didn't forget your walker for your trip home, you old hag. Leave and never come back. You were never even wanted here in the first place.
I don't even know why you're insisting that this wedding is for young people only. That really doesn't even make sense with our parents all here as well.
Well, of course our parents were going to go home, but only because I have them special permission and told them it was okay. Something that I specifically didn't say to you.
You are seriously just delusional if you think that any of this makes sense or that this is any way to treat another person. I just can't even deal with you anymore. So I'll do as you say and just go home then. But you better know that you are going to regret what you've done to me and that nothing you're saying is going to change what happens next. Don't say that I didn't warn you.
There you go again with your melted brain rumblings. You really think that you can do anything to me at all? The only thing that I regret is not kicking you out of here sooner. I should have tossed you out the moment I saw you.
Right, then I guess I'll just be heading off. I've had enough of this from you. You're a horrible woman. You'll make a horrible wife. And I would be surprised if you even make it through the wedding.
Pick up the phone right now. Can't you see that I've been calling you this whole time? Why wouldn't you answer your phone? I thought that old people were supposed to love talking on the phone and hated texting. So when you see that you're getting a call from me, you pick it up right away, got it? Things are falling apart here and I want an explanation for what's going on.
Oh, are things not going so well for you at your wedding? I'm terribly sorry to hear that, but don't say that I didn't warn you. And you have got to be joking if you think that I'd ever want to talk to you on the phone after the way you treated me today. I would rather lose my hearing.
Please, don't be like this. Lindsay, I'm really serious. This is an emergency. Please, you have to help me.
I don't understand what you want me to do now. I did just as you said and left your wedding to go home. That is what you wanted me to do, isn't it?
So then you really did go all the way back home. Why would you do that? What's the matter with you? I need you to get back here to the wedding venue right this second.
You really want me to come back and be at your wedding even after you punched me in the gut? Are you sure about that, Lindsay? You really must be one of the most selfish women that I've ever met. I don't think I've ever known someone as self-centered and crazy as you are.
Please, Hilda. We don't have time for this. Just get back here right now. Things are seriously falling apart and I really, really need you right now. It's an emergency, okay?
I suppose the emergency is that my brother heard what you did and that's why the whole wedding is falling apart around you, isn't it? Or maybe he heard about you, wouldn't stop making fun of me and saying all kinds of horrible things to me. But all the while, you had no idea that I was actually the president of the company where Sam got his job. You really are a moron. Do you know that? You were already stupid for assaulting someone for no reason. But you didn't even realize the mistake you were making.
But how was I supposed to know that you were the president of the company that Sam got his job offer from? I seriously had no idea what you even did for a living. And Sam never ever mentioned that he only had his job because of his connection to you. He never told me so. How was I supposed to know? None of this is my fault, but I heard that you told Sam that you were going to take back your job offer to him. Please, you can't do that to him for something that I did. This isn't fair on anyone, right?
And just why isn't it fair for me to do that? I don't want anything to do with a crazy woman like you ever again. You were just horrible, and I want you out of my life as soon as possible. And if I want that to really happen, it means that I have to find every way to cut you out of my life. In this case, that just so happens to include my relationship with Sam too. So, I just can't let him work in my company where I would run the risk of running into or even having to hear about you. It was a pretty cut and dry decision to me.
No, that still doesn't make any sense. I mean, why does Sam have to lose his job just because you don't want to deal with me? Don't you think that's taking things so far?
Sorry, you misunderstand. He's not being fired at all because he still doesn't have the job. We sent him an offer. But there was still a lot of paperwork in between that and him actually working for me. So I withdrew our offer to him and wished him the best of luck in finding another job. Or rather, I think he would rather have had more time to find backup jobs if not for you. I heard that you put most of the work for the wedding planning on him as well. And whenever he said that he wanted to try and focus on job hunting, you would threaten to break up with him. And my brother, being the kind boy that he is, agreed to go along with the wedding plan so that he didn't disappoint you.
I just wanted a husband who was always going to put me first, and I thought that this would be a good way to test him. I didn't want a husband who didn't even have time for a relationship because he was too busy working like you.
Well, you probably could have thought of a better way to go about that. Because if Sam doesn't have a job, then you're not going to be able to be a housewife like you always wanted to be.
Please, you can't do this. Please, don't take away your brother's job like this. I promise that I apologize to you for everything that I've said up to now. I really didn't realize what I was doing at all. I only want to marry your brother. Is that really so bad? Haven't you already done enough to ruin my actual wedding? Can't you just leave things as they are and let Sam and I get married in peace without any more drama?
Are you really trying to pin all of this on me right now? Let's not forget that you were the one who ran to me and punched me, okay? You overreacted by several miles, and now you're going to try and pin something that is entirely your fault on me. You seriously need to wake up.
Just shut up, you old hag. You don't know what you're talking about at all. You're ruining my life. You're literally the reason my wedding is falling apart, and you need to do something to fix it right now. I'm really serious.
I don't care how serious you are. I am not going to change my mind. And nothing you say is going to change that at all. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have to go to the police station and file a report against you. So I'll be quite busy with that.
Wait, what? What do you mean you have to go to the police to file a report against me? What does that even mean?
Well, it means that since you assaulted me, I have a right to report you to the police for what you did to me. Do you understand? I go to the police. I tell them that I've been assaulted. I say that it was you, and then they arrest you and look into the incident. Does that make sense?
But wait, you can't be serious about this, right? I mean, you're my sister-in-law. I didn't mean for things to happen like this, but please, we're about to be family, so there's no point in doing this. You don't need to go this far, Hilda. It was just a little joke, that's all.
It certainly didn't feel like a joke when you punched me in the gut. And I have no intention of forgiving you for what you did to me either. We are going to take this to the court and solve this like adults.
So you're really going to sue me then? You're really going to have me arrested too? You know that I wasn't serious about the punch. Please, haven't you already done enough? Why do you have to go this far?
If you think that I'm buying a word that you're saying, you're dead wrong. Why don't you just own up to what you did like an adult?
If I admit what I did was wrong, will you let me go?
Well, now you're just admitting that the only reason you would apologize would be to let go. But it's way too late for that.
Of course it's not too late. Don't say that. Please. All I want to do is get married. You don't have to do this. I didn't even do anything to you. I just got a little carried away.
I would say that you were more than a little carried away. I mean, you literally hit me.
Well, I guess I did technically hit you, yes?
Well, there you have it. And I'm afraid that as long as he's with you, I want nothing to do with my brother either.
Please, I really didn't know about any of this at all. I had no idea that you were the president of Sam's company, and I had no idea that you could just take the offer away from him like that.
Well, it's all very true. But even if it wasn't, it still wouldn't make what you did okay in the slightest. You realize that, don't you? Especially after the shock you gave to everyone over what you did.
Shock? What do you mean? What did I do? Who did I shock?
Well, all of our relatives there who saw you punch me for one.
But I didn't think that anyone was looking at me when I did that.
You didn't think that people at a wedding weren't staring at the bride the entire time? You really are more stupid than I ever thought possible. In the end, the wedding between Sam and Lindsay ended up being canceled, and Sam called off the engagement. In return, I let him keep his job. I did, however, go through with the police report, and Lindsay was arrested for hitting me. Even her parents disowned her for what she did. She tried to beg me for help, but I blocked her number and never heard from her again. I did hear, however, that the police arrived at the wedding venue and arrested her in front of everyone.
Lisa, how are you? I hope you're not too busy. Can I go and borrow it today as we promised?
Hi, Susie. What are you talking about?
You can't have forgotten already. You're not that old. I guess it slipped your mind. You promised me that I could borrow your car for a couple of days. Remember? You shouldn't forget promises like that. It's not very polite, you know.
No, I haven't promised anything like that. I never once said that it was okay. I said that I can't allow you to borrow my car over and over. Don't forget things for your own convenience. I'm not letting you borrow my car, and that's final.
Oh, come on. I need a car. We're planning on leaving tomorrow. I've already paid for the camping site, so we can't delay our trip. We need to borrow your car or we won't be able to go enjoy our holiday. We're going to miss out on camping by the sea just because you wanted to be mean.
There's no point guilt-tripping me. I already told you to get a rent-a-car. It's my car and I need to use it tomorrow. I can't lend it to you.
But rental cars are so expensive. It'll be impossible to find a cheap one at this last minute. Also, tomorrow's a federal holiday. There aren't going to be any vacancies. Everyone's going to have the day off, so it'll be impossible to find a car now.
Why should I care? I already told you that I can't lend you my car weeks ago. You should have booked a car then. And why can't you use your own car?
Why do you have to be so horrible? It's being repaired. It's not at home at the moment. I don't have my own car, and I can't get a rental car, so you have to lend me yours. Plus, if I borrow your car, I don't have to pay a thing.
What makes you think you can borrow it without paying? I'm not lending it to you. I don't care how expensive rent-a-cars are. That's your own fault for not booking in advance. You'll have to solve this problem yourself. It's got nothing to do with me.
Don't say that. I can't believe you were this much of a bully. I thought you were much kinder than that. Oh, I'm so disappointed.
It's not a matter of being kind. No matter how bad you try and make me feel, I'm not lending you my car. End of story.
Whenever your son wanted to borrow my daughter's toys, I always let him. I think it's only fair that you be just as generous. You're an adult, aren't you?
Borrowing toys and borrowing a car are completely different. You can't honestly think that it's the same thing. Cars involve insurance, and it'll get complicated if you have an accident or happen to damage the car. And a car is worth a lot more than a child's toy. You understand that, don't you?
But my husband is good at driving. He won't have an accident or do anything that could damage the car. So you don't have to worry about insurance. We've got road service, so if we get a flat tire or run out of gas or something, we'll be able to sort it out.
Whether your husband is good at driving or not, you could still get caught up in an accident. I'm talking about if someone is injured. I can't let you borrow my car. That would be too irresponsible. Find a rent-a-car.
Oh, please. It's just for a few days. You can't be that selfish. Why can't you be a bit more understanding?
That's what I want to say. If you think I'm being selfish, then so be it. Anyway, I've got to get back to work. I have a meeting, and I don't have time to be discussing this with you. I'm not going to be able to respond to your messages, so there's no point in messaging me. Susie, pick up the phone! What do you think you're doing? What did you do with my car? There's no point pretending that your phone is off. I know that it was you who took my car. If you don't answer my messages or calls, I'll report this to the police.
What? The police? You're kidding! You're overreacting!
Why were you ignoring my messages? What have you done with my car? I can't believe you'd take it without my permission. What is wrong with you? I told you that I didn't want to lend it to you.
You're so rude! I didn't take it without permission! Your husband was the one that gave me your car keys.
That's because you lied and told him that I promised to lend it to you. Even though I told you several times that I didn't want to, you went against my wishes. My husband was naive to believe you, but that's because neither of us knew up until now that you were this untrustworthy. It looks like he tried to call me, but like I told you, I was in a meeting. You took advantage of that and coerced my husband. Anyway, I want you to return my car. We need it tomorrow. If you return it right now, I won't involve the police.
Please don't call the police. I haven't done anything wrong. Your husband gave us the keys, so that means he gave us permission to borrow it. Why are you being so mean? You should just accept his decision.
It's not his decision to make. The car is mine. It's not his property, so no matter what he said, my word is final. Plus, he only gave you the keys because you convinced him that I had said yes, but had forgotten to mention it to him.
It's not his car? Well, I didn't know that, but he's still the one that gave us the keys. It's such a big car. It must come in really handy for all sorts of occasions. It's perfect for carrying our camping equipment.
Just hurry up and bring it back.
But we've already finished loading it with all of our stuff. It's a plan to take everything out again, so we'll return it after we've come back from our trip. That's good enough, isn't it?
Good enough? Not nearly. There's nothing good about this situation. I need my car so that we can visit my parents for the holidays tomorrow. How am I supposed to get there without a car?
I don't know. Why don't you get a rent-a-car? If you can buy a big car like this, I'm sure you can afford it.
You're joking, right? You're telling me to get a rent-a-car? Why should I be the one getting a rent-a-car when I've got a perfectly good car of my own? A car that you've stolen from me. You should be the one paying for a rent-a-car if yours isn't available. Be an adult and give me back my car.
But it took so much time getting all of our stuff in the car. It'll take ages to get it all off again. It'll just be a waste of time if we do that. And I don't want to do anything that bothersome. If you have a problem with me borrowing your car, you should talk to your husband. I didn't steal the keys. He handed them to me. We only borrowed the car because he said we could. It's not our fault you didn't talk to your husband about not letting us borrow your car. Our kids get along really well, so you don't want to ruin their friendship with something so trivial, do you? If they knew what you were saying, they would be really disappointed. I'm sure your son would be happy to let us borrow the car for a day or two.
Right now, Sam's opinion and my husband's opinion don't matter. That's my car you've taken. I'm going to pick it up, so please unload your things and have it ready for me to take home. I'll have to take a taxi to go to your place, so expect a bill in the mail. I wouldn't have had to do this if you had just given me back my car, but I had no choice.
You can't come here. Even if you do, there's no point. We've already left. Instead of wasting money on a taxi, you should go home.
I know that you're lying and you're still at home. Did you forget that Sally lives opposite you? She called me to tell me that my car was parked on the side of the road. She also told me that parking there is off limits because there's a crosswalk nearby. You were pretty confident that you wouldn't cause an accident, but you're already doing something so irresponsible. How am I supposed to trust you with my car? By the way, Sally thought about calling the police since it's pretty dangerous, but she was kind enough to call me first since she recognized it as my car. I made it clear that I hadn't parked it there and told her that it had been stolen, so you better hurry up and get your things out and return it to me before I really do call the police.
You told her that I stole it? How could you say that? How could you accuse me of something like that?
It's not an accusation, it's the truth. I'm asking you to return it, but you're refusing. That means that you've stolen it. I'm going to collect my car, but if the police find it parked in a no parking zone before I can get there, there's nothing I can do to help you. You'll have committed a crime.
I can't believe you told Sally that I stole your car. I can't believe you have the nerve to victimize yourself like that. I haven't done anything to deserve all of this. I thought you were so kind, but now I know that was all an act. You're horrible. How could you spread rumors about me like that? I thought we were friends.
You say you haven't done anything. You took my car without my permission. And then you parked it in a no parking zone. What were you thinking? If your definition of kind is letting you step all over me, then you're just being selfish.
I'm sorry. I didn't think you would be so bothered by me borrowing your car. But you didn't have to tell Sally that I had stolen it. You went too far, Lisa. I can't believe I ever thought of you as a friend.
I told you over and over again that I didn't want to lend you my car. How many times do I have to tell you no before you understand that it means no? And I haven't spread any rumors. I've only told Sally the truth about what happened. Don't guilt trip me.
Oh, okay. I understand that you didn't want to lend me your car. But please, don't call the police. You're just overreacting. I've already apologized. You should forgive me already.
The situation has gone beyond being settled by a simple apology. Wait, you got a scratch on my car?
What? What are you talking about? We haven't done anything. I told you my husband is a good driver.
I'm on the phone with Sally and she went to take a look at my car for me. She told me that there was a scratch on the side, on my door. What have you done? This is one of the reasons why I didn't want to let you borrow my car.
It's not my fault. Somebody must have scratched it when they passed by. They should have taken more care when they drove by. It's not my responsibility, so I don't have to pay anything, do I?
You're at home, aren't you? I've had enough of discussing this with you. Would you hurry up and return my car? If you won't, I'll have to call the police. I'm not taking no for an answer.
I said I'm sorry. How many times do I have to apologize? We'll be back from our trip tomorrow, so I'll return it then. It's just a scratch, so it's not like it needs urgent repairs.
No, you're returning it now! If you don't come back with my car within an hour, I'm reporting it to the police as a theft. Once I've called the police, I'll have to head to yours in a taxi to collect my car, so I'll be billing you with a taxi fee. Do you understand? I'm being very serious. I want my car back.
Wait a minute, just calm down. You're being really unreasonable. My husband's apologizing too, so please forgive us. Ugh, he said that he got carried away. Please calm down. Don't call the police on us. We didn't mean to do anything.
Carried away. He says he got carried away? Do you really think that that's a good enough excuse for what you've done? You stole and got a scratch on my brand new car after I told you repeatedly that I didn't want to let you borrow it. Your husband knew that I hadn't given you permission, but he still cooperated with you. I can't believe either of you. You really must be perfect for each other if you can be so accepting of your partner's crimes.
May is apologizing too, so would you please forgive us? We'll babysit Sam whenever you want. You must be really busy with work, so dealing with the police will take up a lot of time, don't you think? Let's just forget about this.
Why are you bringing May into this? She's your daughter, but the only ones that are to blame are you and your husband. Why should she be apologizing with you? May has no reason to feel bad for any of this.
I thought that you were still kind enough to forgive us if May apologized with us. Oh, I'm sorry, I wasn't thinking.
I've already called the police.
What? You're joking.
I'm heading over, so have my car ready for me to take home. I want everything you've loaded into it removed. If it's still got stuff in it when I arrive, I'll take it home anyway and have everything given to charity. I suggest you work very quickly.
You haven't actually called the police, have you? You're just playing with me, right?
Sally was kind enough to stay with the car, so it hasn't been towed, but if she hadn't been standing by the car, you might have been left with a ticket.
Yeah, but it's not that big a deal. I thought it would be okay if we left for just one night. I didn't think there would be any problem. Are you already on your way? It would be a waste to pay for a taxi. I'll have my husband take your car back to you, so you don't have to come. You don't have to call the police either.
I'm already on my way. I can't trust anything you say anymore, and God forbid, I don't want things made worse by your husband having an accident on the way to my place. I'll need to have someone take a look at the scratch on the side, so I'll be taking my car straight into the local repair shop myself.
All right, if you say so. We'll pay a little bit for the repairs. So can you forgive us? Please don't call the police on us. You'll just be making a big deal out of a really small issue. Please. My mother-in-law lives in the neighborhood, and if she hears about this, oh, she'll be furious. She already hates me so much. If she finds out the police were involved, she'll never forgive me.
Susie, that's your own problem, not mine. If you didn't want the police involved, you should have returned my car when I first asked you to, not after the millionth time. Anyway, I'm curious. Why didn't you park my car in your apartment's parking space? It should be open if your car is being repaired, right?
Huh?
You have a parking space reserved for your apartment, which you usually use for your car, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, but we can't use it right now.
Because your car is still parked there. It's not being repaired, is it?
No, my car's out for repairs. I just can't use the parking space right now.
You want to use my car because it was big and convenient for carrying camping items, right? Your car wasn't big enough, so you decided to use mine. You lied to me about that too, didn't you?
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. I didn't know how to explain. I thought you wouldn't let me borrow your car if you knew that mine was still usable. Ugh, I missed the chance to tell you the truth.
You didn't mean to? You clearly thought that the best way to get me to lend you my car was to deceive me. You can't pretend that you didn't lie on purpose. You say you missed the chance to tell me, but I don't think you ever planned to tell me the truth. And you wonder why I can't trust you with my car?
I'm really sorry. I'll pay for the repairs, so please forgive me.
I've had to pay for a taxi to get to your house, so I want you to pay for that too. I'll be sending you a bill for the repairs and the taxi fare, and I'll be talking with my lawyers. You took my car without my permission, so I can press charges for theft, you know.
Please don't do that. Lisa, there's a police car outside my apartment. Did you really call the police?
Yes, I did. I reported the theft a few minutes ago. I'll be there within a few minutes myself. I suggest you go down to the police and be honest about what you've done. If you don't, you'll just make things worse, and your mother-in-law will find out in the worst possible way. You don't want to make a fuss in front of all your neighbors, do you? How ironic. If you had just accepted that I didn't want to lend you my car and booked a rent-a-car, you might have saved a few more dollars, and you would have been able to avoid such an embarrassing situation. In the end, a police car had come to check up on the situation, not just because Lisa had reported the theft, but because there had been calls from the neighbors about the car being parked in a no-parking zone. Many neighbors had come out to see what was going on and were gossiping about the appearance of a police car and about Susie's grand theft auto. Susie and her husband were given a warning by the police officer, and the scratch turned out to be the doing of one of the neighbor's children, but Susie's husband had to take full responsibility since he was the one that parked the car there. Lisa was able to use that in demanding that they pay the full amount of repairs. Susie and her husband ended up paying a lot more than they would have done if they had just rented a car. Of course, Susie and her family couldn't go on holiday, and her mother-in-law found out about what they had done. She was lectured and lost all her trust. On top of that, none of Susie's friends would hang out with her after they had heard what she had done. She had to pay a lot more than she expected financially and socially. And so it looks like she should have just booked a rent-a-car.
Hey, loser. I just wanted to let you know that I just heard from the bank, and it sounds like I'm going to get that job after all. I bet that you have got to be so jealous of me right now. Are you? I bet that you are. You don't even have to tell me that you are. I mean, you barely even passed high school. So what are you doing with your life that you have to be proud of anyways?
So you are going to go and work for the bank after all? I guess it's a good thing that you enjoy doing exactly whatever mom and dad tell you to do.
I'm not only applying there because they wanted me to work there, I'm applying there because that's where I want to work too. What do you even know about having a real career, huh? You only have a high school diploma and could never in a million years do the kinds of things that I've done, or will do.
Wow, you are really hung up on my high school diploma, huh? You must think about that more than even I do.
Well, of course I do. You're like a marker on the wall that I can always back on to see how much I've grown. I mean, you're consistent in the way that you never even try to accomplish anything with your life.
Why are you being like this to me, Rachel? I mean, we're sisters, and I don't like being treated this way by you. Do you really think this is a good way to talk to others? Don't you know that one day all of this looking down on other people is going to bite you in the butt?
Look down on others? Don't worry, I don't do it to everyone. Only the people that really deserve it. Like you. Aw, see, you are special in your own way after all. And I'm not the only one that looks down on you like this. Mom and Dad feel the exact same way. So who am I to go against what they've decided about you?
I don't even know why I bothered responding to your text. I knew that you were going to act like this towards me. Well, I am through with this. I don't see any point in keeping up with this conversation.
Oh, I see. Well, in that case, I guess I'll just throw away all of your belongings then.
What on earth are you talking about this time, Rachel?
Well, I just mean that you're the only one in the family who was never ever going to work in a bank. All you do is mope around the house all day doing nothing.
Okay, I think we both know that is not true. I do very little moping, thank you very much. I have a job that I enjoy, I work hard, and I contribute a lot to our expenses. In fact, I'm even paying for part of your tuition with the money I give to Mom and Dad.
I know all about how you pay that. After all, we're all elite bankers. So why wouldn't you pay for someone as great as me to go to college when the same thing would just be wasted on you? And that point of mine is just proved by the fact that I got this job at the bank. So there. In fact, now that I have this job, it really does just make me realize how useless you are. That's why I'm going to make you move out of the house. You're just not needed around here anymore at all. Of course, I've wanted to do this for a long, long time. But it wasn't until now that I was sure it could work.
Are you serious? You're really going to try and throw me out of the house?
Well, I'm already dumping out all of your stuff. If you want to make sure it's not all gone, you had better come back home and get it all right now.
Well, this all escalated really quickly. But, Rachel, I'm just curious if you know just how much money I've put into the house. I mean, even more than our older brother. Out of all the siblings, I've contributed the most to making sure that Mom and Dad still have a roof over their heads. In fact, I don't know if our brother has even spent a cent of his own money to do anything for Mom or Dad or any of us.
And so what? Do you want to meddle or something? You've been living with Mom and Dad, so of course you're going to put money into the house. But think of it this way. You won't have to do that anymore. It's perfect, really. I'm going to cut you off from our family and you won't have to think about us again.
You really mean it? You just want me to up and disappear just like that?
Of course. Now that I have this job, Mom and Dad won't be needing your money anymore. So you can just take your things, leave, and then never ever come back. I don't even want to have to think about you ever again. I want it to be like you just dropped off the map entirely. I mean, at this rate, it really would just be better for everyone if you did that.
Don't you know that you're nothing but a burden to everyone around you?
You know, I really didn't think that you would actually ever try to take things so far. But despite all your insults, I've still stuck around to help out the family, including you. But I guess you're not impressed by all of that. So fine. If that's what you really want, then I'll just go. And I guess this also means that I can stop giving the family money. Just think about the amazing place I'll get to live with all those savings. That and all the things that I'll get to be able to do but wasn't able to because of family obligations.
I don't care what you do with your life or where you go. You're nothing but a loser and you were never good enough to be one of us. You've never accomplished anything at all. You don't have a boyfriend. You don't have anything going for you. Even after you move out, you're still going to be alone for the rest of your life. Nothing you say is ever going to convince me that you're worth having around.
Well, okay then. You say all that now, but I think in a little while you're going to regret all of this. But that's fine with me. If anything, it feels like a huge weight has just been taken off of my shoulders. So just make sure that you keep up your side of the bargain and never ever bother me again, okay? And don't come crawling back to me for help either. I have no intention to ever help my family after they have been so awful to me this entire time.
What in the world do you think you're doing here, huh? I mean, really, have you lost your mind or something like that? You've got some serious nerve even showing your face around here again.
Well, who would have guessed that I would have run into my elite banking family at this wedding of all places? Wow, sometimes the world really is a small place, isn't it? I mean, what can you say in this situation except, wow.
Don't you act like this is just some complete coincidence that you don't know was going to happen. You snuck into this wedding, didn't you? You must have found out somehow that we were all going to be here, and that's why you snuck in here, right?
No, I haven't really thought about you or anyone else from the family in a long time. I really am just as shocked as you are.
You're a liar. You were lying, and I know it. You had to have looked into us or found the guest list for the wedding or something. How else would you have known that we were here?
Well, I just explained to you that I actually didn't know that you were here at all. But if you want to know how I ended up here at the wedding, first I received the invitation in the mail, then I RSVP'd to the wedding, and then finally I showed up today.
Oh, please. You really expect me to believe that? You really think I'm going to buy that you were actually invited here? There's no way that that could be. There's no way that any wedding where we were invited would be a wedding where you would also be invited. It just doesn't make any sense.
Rachel, is this really how you want to greet your sister after we haven't talked in 8 years?
Of course not. I would rather not have this conversation at all. I thought that I was never ever going to have to see you ever again.
You know, with all that screaming you're doing, you're probably scaring some of the other wedding guests. Can you at least learn how to sit still and keep your mouth shut while you're angrily texting me? I mean, really, it's just a bit rude to the bride and groom, don't you think?
I am not going to have this conversation with you, Ashley. I just want you to leave and come back. Right now, okay?
I'm sorry, but what makes you think that you have any right to be able to boss me around like that, huh? I mean, do you really think that I'm just going to turn around and go home because you told me to?
What is that supposed to mean, huh? Besides, you still haven't actually told me why you're here at my wedding. Because there was no way that you were actually invited here, and since I know that you don't belong here and weren't invited, you should just go now.
You really have no idea at all what you're talking about, do you?
No, you're the one who doesn't know anything about anything. If you did, then you would know better than to show your face in a place like this.
Well, okay. If you really want me to go, then I guess that I can. But the only problem is that I'm the CEO of the company where the groom works, so I just hope I don't hurt his feelings.
Wait, what? That doesn't even make any sense. What do you mean that you're a CEO?
Well, I was invited to the wedding by Harry, the groom, right? I know that it might be a bit hard for you to accept what you're about to hear, but I really don't care, because I don't like you. The truth of the matter is that Harry invited me to his wedding so that I could give a speech to honor him.
But that doesn't make any sense at all. I don't get how this is happening. I mean, how do you even know Harry?
I'm sorry, Rachel, but I literally just finished explaining everything to you. I don't really have time to just talk in circles with you, so I'm just going to go home like you said, okay? I hope you enjoy the rest of your wedding, though.
Ashley, are you here? Please tell me that you're somewhere nearby right now. You need to come back to the wedding right now. It's an emergency.
Wait, what? But I don't get it. Just a while ago, you were telling me about how I didn't belong here and how I needed to leave, right? Besides, I thought you said that you never even wanted to think about me again. It's pretty strange that you're texting me begging to come back now.
Oh, just shut up about that. I don't care about what we've said in the past. This is about the here and now.
Well, I'm afraid that I've already done as you asked, and I left to go back home. So, what is it that you want from me?
Well, when everyone found out that Harry's boss, who was going to give a speech, had gone home, the whole wedding turned into complete chaos. And I think that if I were to try and sneak out of the wedding right now, that people might guess that I was the one who told you to leave. So as you can see, I am in some serious trouble right now. That is why you have to come back here right now. I'm serious.
I see. Well, that is a very tough spot to be in, but I think I'm going to pass. Thank you.
What do you mean by that?
I mean that even if I did come back, since people have already noticed, I don't think it would fix the situation how you think it would. Besides, I think that you need to learn a lesson after the way that you treated me. I'm sure that it's just a matter of time before Harry finds out the truth anyways. Besides, I already told my secretary that I left, so...
You told your secretary? Then it really is true, isn't it? You really are a CEO of some company?
Yep, that's what I've been trying to tell you this entire time, but you haven't been listening. After you threw me out of the house, I went out and started doing the things that I wanted to do. And that included going out and starting my own business as well. So I worked hard and started from the ground up. I poured my heart and soul into my company, and thankfully, I happened to have a lot of great people who were there to help me along the way.
Oh, wait. Harry just announced that they were going to postpone the wedding in light of all that's going on.
Oh, really? Wow. I can't believe that actually would do something like that. Of course, most of the employees are quite familiar with my personal background and family problems.
What do you mean? Why would you tell all your employees about that? What kind of CEO would even do that?
Well, when I was trying to recruit people to come and work for me, I had to give them a vision to believe in, right? So I told them about how my family threw me out for not conforming to their sense of elitism and that I went out to start my own business. I think a lot of people were really inspired by what I had to say, and Harry was one of those people. So I think that when he puts it together that he invited members of my family to his wedding that I went missing from, well, I'm sure you can do the math.
But don't you see how I'm going to get into a lot of trouble for this? I mean, if anyone finds out that we're related and that I was the one who chased you off, then that's going to be really, really bad for me. The wedding won't just be postponed, it'll be canceled.
Yeah, it sounds like it might come to that, actually.
This isn't a joke. This is serious. This is my life, okay? What am I supposed to do right now? You have to do something about this. You have to set everyone straight, please.
You're really coming to ask me for help right now? What is it that you even think I could do for you?
Well, I mean, you could come back and tell everyone at the wedding that I had nothing to do with this at all.
But that isn't true. You did have everything to do with this. I think you really want me to just get you out of this pickle without having to learn any kind of lesson to be punished. But the fact of the matter is that you threw out the person who was going to give a speech to your fiancé.
But none of this even makes sense to me. I mean, you only have a high school diploma. When I saw that you had snuck into my wedding, I knew that it was because you were up to no good. That's why I had to kick you out the moment that I saw you.
Rachel, for the last time, I was just as shocked to see you at this wedding as you were me. We haven't talked in 8 years, and I really thought that was just going to go on forever. Why in the world do you think I would even want to sneak into your wedding? What do you think I would gain from that?
Well, I mean, I had no idea that you were actually a CEO. You should have told me that from the very start.
What are you talking about? You were the one who for 10 years has been putting me down for my lack of education. You were the one who came to me all upset because you thought I wasn't invited and that I had snuck into your wedding. Even if I told you everything, it's not like you would have listened to me in the first place.
Well, how was I supposed to know that you went and started your own company when we haven't even spoken in years?
I don't know what you want me to say to that. You were the one that kicked me out of the house. You were the one that said you never wanted to talk to me again. And it was you who told me to leave your wedding and never ever come back. And now you want me to try and undo all the damage that you've been setting up for yourself for nearly a decade? Well, sorry, but you did this to yourself, and it's not my job to fix it for you. The fact of the matter is that you caused this, and this is all your fault. If people get mad at you for this, then I say more power to them. But I want you to know that I had no idea that you were Harry's fiancé at all. Of course, now that I do know that, I just feel bad for him since it's clear you haven't changed at all.
You mean you really didn't know? This was all just a coincidence.
How many times are you going to make me repeat the fact that I was? I really wish you would wake up and quit trying to think that you're some kind of infallible superhuman or something. Honestly, I had no idea that you were getting married, and even if I did know, I wouldn't care. The only reason I was there was to support an employee of mine, and the only reason I left was because the rude bride kicked me out.
Please, I'm sorry for everything. You're right. I've been a jerk and you haven't deserved any of this. But I really need your help right now. You have to come back here right away. I'm begging you as your sister.
Are you stupid or something? You and I are not sisters anymore. That ended when you kicked me out of the house 8 years ago. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have to go back to my life, married with kids, and the CEO of a very successful company.
Wait, what? You're married and you have kids? Are you kidding me? When did this happen? I really had no idea about any of this. Hello? Are you reading these messages anymore? Answer me, Ashley!
After that, I heard that Harry decided to call the wedding off entirely. Needless to say, Rachel was just crushed when she heard that. Harry told me all of this later on at work. I reassured him that it wasn't his fault, and he reassured me that it wasn't mine either. In fact, apparently he was already having second thoughts about the marriage as he learned about the kind of person that my sister was. And I told him that he was probably dodging a bullet by doing this, and now that that's all over, I can finally go back to ignoring my horrible family and getting back to my amazing life without them. As for what Rachel did after the wedding, I really am not quite sure. I really hadn't kept up with her or my family for the entire time since she kicked me out of their house, and my parents never did anything to stop her from doing so. Although years and years later, I heard through the grapevine a little bit of what had happened to her. Apparently, after her wedding to Harry was canceled, she fell into a pretty deep depression. She was so sure that nothing she could ever do could be wrong, and on that day she learned just how wrong she really was. Then the situation got so bad that she even stopped showing up for work. I heard that not long after that, she was fired and moved into a tiny apartment all by herself. As to what she's been up to with her life since then, well, I can really honestly say that I have no clue. And if I can do anything about it, I intend to keep it that way.
Vanessa, I heard about this from Mom. Are you really going to be getting married? That has to be a lie, right? There's no reason you should be able to get married to anyone right now.
I'm not sure why you think I couldn't get married to anyone at this time, but I am getting married. And I am planning on sending invitations to all the family here soon. So if you don't mind coming to the wedding, I'd love to see you there.
Huh? So you really are getting married then, aren't you? Stop screwing around.
What about this means that I'm screwing around?
You know that I'm your older sister, right? Older sister. So why do you, the younger sister, get to be married before I do? Normally, people would let their older siblings get married first before making their move.
What do you mean by that? I didn't think there was any normalcy to when siblings should be getting married. I just assumed it was based on timing, and that's it. I don't mean to get married before you as an insult or anything. I just happened to find a man that I wanted to live the rest of my life with and marry soon.
Do you really think it's okay for you to be happy with your soulmate before I am?
Huh? I don't get what you keep going on about. I didn't think there was anything wrong with me being happy with the man of my dreams. And I never related me being in this position before you, Emily. I'm not even married yet, and I'm still just as happy as I'll be after the marriage. So explain to me what you mean by me being happy before you with my soulmate.
You stop thinking about marrying that man right now. No, you're not marrying that man. Not until I have a man of my own that I'm married to first.
Emmy, would you quit acting like a child right now? Are you acting this way because you're jealous of me getting married? If you are thinking that, it's a total waste of your energy, so just don't worry about me. I think you're better off using all that energy finding a way to make yourself happy. Whether that's with another man or on your own.
Jealous? Why would I be jealous of your marriage? I am just disgusted by the fact that you're not playing by the rules.
What rules are you even talking about, though?
It's always been that the oldest sister is the first one to get married and leave the family. That's what I'm talking about.
That is not any kind of story or rule that I've ever heard of. What century ago was that rule ever a thing? Seems to me like something from way back, so you should just cool it and let me do what I want to do. And if that means you not coming to my wedding, then that's fine with me and you can stay away. I don't want any bad feelings between us, so just stop trying with me. See ya. It looks like Emmy's pretty upset with me right now.
Sure seems that way, doesn't it? But I had to tell her eventually that you'd be getting married. So there really was no way of us avoiding this.
Why is she so upset with me, though? Wasn't she supposed to be getting married herself?
She probably hasn't told you anything about it, but her and her fiancé broke up.
What?
The man she was with wanted to borrow her money. And so he did. Borrow a lot and ran off. Which left Emmy in a rough spot to the point she left her job. And so for a whole year now, she's been living back at home with us here.
So that's probably the reason she's having such a tantrum over me. I can understand her a bit more now. But although it's really sad that something like that had to happen to her, there's no reason for her to be taking out her feelings on me. I didn't do anything to her.
Right.
So at the moment, she's back at her home doing nothing at all with herself.
She's trying to find someone that she can get married to. But as for any sort of job, there is none.
I see. But I think it's not healthy for her to be getting all worked up over my marriage. I'm a bit worried now that she might do something outrageous at my wedding if she's in a mood.
I would really like for her to toughen up a bit and get back on both her feet. Now she's going to be living in our house forever if she doesn't do something with herself. I've even told her how I feel about that.
Well, let's just hope that she doesn't plan to do anything before or at my wedding.
I'd sure love to think that she'd stop taking out her frustrations on you. But who knows what she'll do?
I already told her that it's okay if she doesn't come to the wedding, so I'm sure she'll take me up on that and stay away. I'll try not to make her more upset than she already is.
Sucks to see that the wonderful wedding dress you plan to wear is totally ruined now. And just before the beginning of your wedding. Huh. I guess you'll have to cancel the wedding today, right?
What are you talking about? What wedding dress are you talking about? What is that picture that you just sent me of?
That would be your wedding dress. I made it completely black by pouring ink all over it.
That's my dress?
I'm sure it's hard to tell now that it's messed up. But you have no hopes of having a wedding now in that kind of dress, right? I'm going to make sure that I'm the one becoming happy before you can.
So, you did all that with the hopes of having my wedding canceled?
That's exactly right. I'm glad all has gone to plan for me so far.
And you thought that you were at the location of my wedding?
Huh? What did you say? The location of your wedding today was written on the invitation you sent. So I made sure to show up early and ruin that dress before anyone came into the dressing room. I wanted to keep it as a surprise for you to see soon, but couldn't keep myself from telling you about it. Now you can see that it's completely unacceptable for you to get married before your older sister. After having your wedding dress turned completely black, your wedding is over.
The wedding I'm having today is at a church, though.
Huh?
I see that you're excited to hear that my wedding is canceled, but my wedding is being held at a church, and my dress is nothing like that one in the picture. I didn't even rent a dress for the wedding because Mom will be letting me wear hers.
What are you going on about? You're lying, right?
Why would you think that I'd be lying to you? I think the dress you've just ruined is some stranger's. Ruining someone you don't even know's dress? Do you understand what might happen to you now?
What are you talking about, Vanessa? This has to be your dress. I made sure that this place was the exact place you had on your invitation.
Maybe you thought that you read the address right, but I'm not holding my wedding outside today. I will have mine in a church, and I don't plan to have a dress that big on for the wedding. The wedding will only be inside this church, although I'm aware that some weddings might take place in the courtyard outside of here.
Wait a second. I have no idea what you're trying to tell me right now.
Well, just know that that dress you've ruined is not the one I'm going to wear today. And so with that, whatever happens to you now has nothing to do with me. I have a wedding to prepare for now, so you can figure out what to do on your own now. Also, after seeing how screwed up you are by doing all of that out of jealousy, I'd like you to never come around me again. So go ahead and handle all of that on your own. And never talk to me again.
You hold on, Vanessa. Why are you going off on me like this right now? I did all of that to your dress, so you should be freaking out right now. I never heard anything about you having your wedding in a church or that you'd wear Mom's dress.
I never did mention any of that to you, and I'm very lucky now that I hadn't after seeing what mess you got yourself into. I'm going to completely cut ties with you now. So never come around me or talk to me again. I can't even believe you'd try something like that with your own little sister because of your jealousy.
So, this is seriously someone else's dress. I really thought that it'd be yours.
How many times do I have to tell you that's not my dress for you to understand? Do you need me to say it in another language for you?
Stop that! You can't even be upset with me now because this is all on you.
What? Why is it all on me?
If you'd known that it wasn't your dress, then why didn't you tell me sooner? You should have told me that you'd be wearing Mom's dress the last time we talked so that I could have ruined her dress instead. So this is all your fault.
You stop with all that BS right now. You are nothing more than a total prick of a sister right now.
Huh? A prick? What?
I'm not going to let you go off on me telling me that what you've done is my fault somehow. I have nothing to do with your mental disabilities. You've always been that way. Anytime something doesn't go your way, you blame it all on me. You think that you can just keep running away from your responsibilities like you're a 3-year-old? Well, you're in your late 30s now, so stop acting like a child or we'll have to put you in an institution.
But I didn't do anything wrong. It's all of you that have been doing things wrong.
Huh? All of us? So you're telling me it's all our fault that you are jobless and can't find anyone willing to marry a woman with childlike behavioral issues?
I say you all, but primarily it's all your fault.
Oh, come on now. I haven't done anything to cause you to act like a loser. All you think to say is that this is all my fault, but have you ever thought of replacing me with you? I haven't had anything to do with your life. The only thing I've ever done is live my own life. You have been the one to work your own jobs and the one in charge of your own happiness. And the reason that you're in such a crappy place right now is all due to yourself. It's not Mom or Dad's fault. It's not my fault. It's nobody but your own fault. So stop acting like a goddamn child. You are 33 years old now, so get off your butt and make a life of your own, you idiot.
You didn't have to say all of that to me. You're going to make me fall apart again. Why are you saying all of that to me? You have no right to be saying things like that about me. Do you really think it's okay to talk to your older sister like that?
Do you think it's okay to act that way because you're my older sister? Shut the hell up.
It's messed up that you'd talk to me that way, though.
Then let me ask you this. Do you think it's okay to spill ink all over some random person's dress like that? Maybe I'm not the one that's as messed up as you think.
I told you I didn't think it was some stranger's wedding dress. If I'd known that, I would have never spilled ink all over it. I was dang sure that that was going to be your wedding dress today.
Wait. It doesn't even matter whose dress it was in the first place. You are messed up for doing that all the same. If anything, you would have been in even more trouble had it been my dress. I would have made sure that you got sued in court.
Sue me? Your own family?
After showing me the person you really are, you're not family to me. You're not even like a sister to me anymore, so I'd be totally fine making you suffer. The fact that you thought it was funny to ruin someone else's big day, that's something most people would never even think of doing, so you're like a monster at this point. And another thing, the wedding that'll be taking place outside the church today in that courtyard is of a girl whose father is the sheriff of this town.
Huh?
We had seen them a while back when coming here to set up our wedding, and they mentioned that to us. The soon-to-be bride mentioned her father being high up in the police force or something like that. And I think I even spoke to him once.
What the hell? Now that's a joke. There's no way something like that could be true. Stop trying to make me freak out anymore.
Well, you'll find out the truth eventually, I'm sure. I know that you're at someone else's wedding location right now, but if it's of the girl whose dad's a sheriff, then you'll be in for a great time.
Stop trying to mess with me! Even if it is her dress, I've already started running away, so they'll never find me. The moment I fully realized it wasn't your dress, I ran from there. I didn't want to see the end of how badly I screwed up that stranger's day. Just make sure that you don't say anything to them if you see them.
Oh, it does seem like it was the wedding in the courtyard that you happened to mess up.
What? Huh?
So I think I'll let them know what happened. I'll try my best to make the story sound credible. I'll tell them that even though you're my older sister, you had a deep jealousy that you couldn't control and thought you were ruining my wedding. All right, I just let them know all of that for you. And I think her parents are not taking it too well. They said something along the lines of having you not only pay for the wedding dress, but for the whole wedding itself.
Hold on, what? You went and told them just now. I just ran over a mile away now, and you're saying there was no point to it?
Did you really think you could run away from your mistakes this time? Whether it's today or a few days from now, they are going to find you and take you down. The dress she has seems like something with quite a price tag on it as well. And it wasn't just a rental, but a dress that she'd bought herself and had placed at the wedding. You really screwed up this time, Emmy.
Why are you laughing? Nothing about this is funny in any sense. Oh, wait. Well, what should I do now?
I am about to start my wedding, so I can't do anything for you. But I can already see her dad getting into his patrol car, and he called for some backup to start searching for you. And Mom and Dad just told me that you can do whatever you'd like to try and evade them, even mentioning that you should try punching one of the officers. That way you can spend some time in jail and away from us. It's really up to you now how you plan to take responsibility for this.
Wait. I can't be taken into custody by the police. I didn't think something this scary could happen to me. I just wanted you to feel the same pain I've been feeling all my life. Why did this have to happen?
Because you have messed up thoughts like that. Well, it seems like the only one that will be feeling the pain you've always been experiencing will be yourself.
But you and I are sisters, right? Do something about this and help me.
I can't do anything for you. You did all of this to yourself, and you have to answer for it. And you're an adult now, and in your 30s at that, so you can learn today what happens when you try and ruin someone else's day. Just remember that Mom, Dad, and I are all cutting ties with you. So never show your face to us again. Your lack of handling your own emotions has really done it to you this time. Now, have a great one. I hope they don't go easy on you, Emmy. In the end, Vanessa and her husband were able to have a wonderful wedding together with all their friends and family. And Emmy was caught by the police and the sheriff and taken away to somewhere that nobody knew of. After a few days and being given her phone back, she tried time and time again to get Vanessa to help her. But at that point, Vanessa was on her honeymoon and didn't look at her phone. And because of that, Vanessa was left to her own demise. However, after a few months had passed, Vanessa made a surprise visit to her parents' house and made it seem as though she had really grown up into a full adult. She had a job again, working on a factory line, but she didn't say much else to her mom about what she'd been experiencing on her own. I'm sure that whatever it was too troubling to have to tell anyone. But after that little visit with her parents, she left and never came back to them again. And I'm sure that's for the best, as nobody wanted her around anyway.